Faith da, I'll be knacking. Welcome to podcast number 197. Well, I got a bit of the man flu now. I had a blimmin' cough for about 3 days. 'Tis now gone into a cold. So bear with me tonight. I'm sure I'll make it through, but as you men can understand, 'tis hard going. So looking back over the last week, since I spoke to you last, we had a funeral, well, Friday morning, private one at Glyn Valley, one of these 9 o'clock ones again, where we had about 20 people there, 15 minutes in the chapel. Quite emotional, really. There was a video made, and this is something that is evolving all the time. You know, you have like slideshows that you can watch while you're at the crematorium. Well, it's going a step further now, and people are actually showing videos of the person who's passed away. And to actually hear them speaking, it can be quite emotional. And it definitely was last Friday. And then we was in Padstow. We weren't in Padstow at all. We was in Bodmin Church, both St. Petrock's, but we was in Bodmin Church. And that was for Margaret's funeral. And a fantastic crowd there. Really was, I'd say, Bodmin Church, biggest parish church in Cornwall. But there was a lovely crowd for Margaret, somebody I've known for such a long time. And we had a lovely service there. Burial up in the cemetery where my gran is, and my Uncle John as well. So I did pop to see they, but say all was well there. On Saturday in the morning, I went over to what was the old Coffee Corner building, I suppose used to call it, where the Weybridge Methodist Church had its grand opening. And it was lovely to have been invited over there. Obviously, we're in the old Methodist church. And they've moved over and they've done that up. And they've done a lovely job. So I was asked to go over and just say a few words, which I did. And I sat in the same row as Reverend Ray Stevenson and his family. Some of the older people would remember Ray. I think he's 97 this year. Drove down from Saltash for the service. Fantastic chap. Got up, said a few words, still got the old magic. But we had a lovely time there. It was, great to meet up again with lots of friends and everything. And I did put a couple of photos on our RJ Bray Facebook page. Apart from that, we did do a lot of cycling, actually. Saturday and Sunday. Got out on the bikes, which was brilliant. But I was feeling a bit ropey on Sunday. And of course, this is the man flu I think was coming in. I was feeling a bit wish, to be honest. But then we had a manic week this week, really did. And weirdly, quite a few of them were private, kind of invitation only. So, we were like Bodmin Cemetery again this week, St. Column Cemetery for private graveside services. And it was a little bit drizzly at St. Column. The weather was fine at Bodmin, and that can make or break, really, a graveside service. But I say, all went well there. Our staff have been out on hire to different funeral directors as well. But we have had a lot of private funerals this week that haven't actually been publicised. We also had John's funeral at Eglesale. Now, John, I can remember him back when me nan was living up Blackwell Place, and he was good as gold to her then. Then she moved in St. Briot, and yeah, she thought a lot of John, and it was lovely to see a good gang of people there at Eglesale for that service. Then yesterday, we had a brilliant crowd at Tintagel Methodist Church. You would have seen it advertised on our social media and everything. This was what I call a back to front funeral, and that we had the cremation first, a private little family cremation, and then a couple hours later, we were all back at Tintagel Methodist Church, where the chapel was full. Downstairs, we had Tintagel, is it Orpheus Male Voice Choir? I think that's what it is, at the front. The balcony was full at the back, and that was for Kath's funeral. And, it was brilliant. It really was a lovely service, and lovely to see so many people there. And then again today, I'm pretty much flat out today, I must admit. James's service first, terribly sad. This was at the crematorium. and it was just absolutely packed. And then Mark's service as well. Such a good crowd there for that service as well. I mean, Mark was that little bit older. He was 90, but I've known the family for a long time now. And there was a brilliant turnout for that. There really was a lovely service. And then Pauline afterwards, again, somebody I've known for so long. And sadly, I think it was only in October that her husband Lee passed away. And now Pauline has gone so soon afterwards. But 3, all services, all at the crematorium. Services were all completely different, but all, really special services. We did at last get our new limousine this week. I did mention it in an episode a few weeks ago. I will put perhaps a photo up on our social media in the next week. And then if I remember, I will talk about it then. But like I say, we was some lucky to get it really, because the company we'd ordered it from, we'd put a lot of money down for it, got into administration. And I think that they're finished. I don't think we'll ever see them again as such. But they were, our car was taken over by a neighbouring firm, and they finished it off, and thankfully we got it. So I will put a photo on next week and perhaps go into a bit more about it then. But apart from that, I say it's been a busy week. We did have a call 2:30 one morning this week. I think it might have been Monday or Tuesday morning, I think, 2:30. And we had to go up to England, actually, to just the other side of Plymouth. And we're going up in the ambulance. And of course, the blooming A30 is shut. No, not A30, sorry. A38 is shut. And 'tis roadworks. So we get diverted all across country. Took us a hang of a time to get up there. Well, of course, then the tunnel was shut as well for roadworks. And by the time we got up to the place where we were going and got back down again, and I got home, 'twas 5 to 6. And I thought, well, Timworth going to bed now. So I actually took the dogs out. And the next day, well, that day I was fine, actually, to about 3 o'clock, 3:30. Then started to take a bit of a dip then. But, it was just one of those things. But, 2:30 we had the call and got back home 5 to 6. I must admit, I'm sleeping a bit better now than I used to. I don't know how, but I am sleeping a bit better. But I have got a tip. So if you're struggling to sleep, and I should charge royalties for this, really, but if you're struggling to sleep, put on my podcast. Now, Lenny, our little youngest grandson, born in December, waking up a couple of times during the night, every night, and days last night had the brainwave of putting my podcast on repeat right through the night. And he didn't wake up once. Now, he was either very contented about hearing my voice, or it put him to sleep, and it was so boring that he didn't wake up. I don't know what it is, but if you ain't sleeping at night, put on my podcast. Right, well, I think I've bored you enough now. What we'll do now is go over to my interview for this week, and we'll be on again next week, maybe the week after, I don't know yet. I haven't done all my editing, for Dave and Sheila. And this is a gang I've known forever. Lovely couple they are, absolutely brilliant. And for all you Bridgers, there's some nice references that, we'll hear today, whenever you're listening to it. But also, Dave, he in the Bridger, he's from Truro. So we do mention Truro a bit as well. But we'll go over now to them, and then I'll speak to you directly with me little Cornish bits. So, here it is. Get on, you pair. I'll be knackered.
We're all right.
You're
all right?
fine.
Robert?
You're fine. You've been looking forward to this, haven't you?
No.
No.
So we'll start with you first, and Dave. So you a Truro boy, is that right?
Yeah. Come from Truro.
Right. And mother and father as well, were they both from there?
My father, he come from Falmouth. He was chief boilermaker in Falmouth Docks.
Right.
So during the war, he was excused because of his nature of his job.
Yeah.
And mother, she spent a lot of her life in London, and she was in London in the Blitz and all.
Oh, really?
So she used to come up with some tales.
Yeah.
So
you was one of 4, is it?
4. Yeah,
Yeah.
My father, he was married before.
Okay.
And he had three children.
Yeah.
One died at birth, but 3 survived.
Yeah.
And of course, when his wife died, he married my mother.
Yeah.
So another 4. So he married twice, 2 wives, but they were sisters.
Yeah.
So keeping it in the family.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we grew up in Truro, Iretown, basically,
Oh, yeah.
up near Trelisk. In fact,
That's-
where Trelisk is, we used to play. That used to be our playground.
So was there a hospital there at all then, or no?
No.
No.
No, when we were 10, 12, we used to go to Penweathers School, which is right on top of the hill. And of course, no, there wasn't no hospital there at all.
Really?
And of course, then they built it. In fact, when they bombed the Torrey Canyon,
Yeah.
if you can remember that, I was working for Rental and Radio Rentals, which was a TV rental company. We had to go on top of the tower block, and we could see the planes going over, bombing it, and see the smoke going up.
So where was your primary school too then? Was that?
That was downtown, in the town, Sligo, I think it was called there.
Right. Big school or no?
Not over big.
No.
But I suppose back then there weren't so many kids around.
No.
But no, it was all right.
And was it mixed? Because we had boys and girls separate.
No, mixed school.
Okay.
No, mixed school. And then we went up to the secondary modern school. And I didn't spend a lot of time in class because I was being excused all the time.
Right.
Please, miss, can I be excused? We got football this afternoon.
Ah, right.
Because I used to love football.
Yeah.
And then if it wasn't football, it was rugby.
Yeah.
Because I love watching rugby now rather than football.
Yeah.
I used to play.
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
In fact, I did have a trial for Cavill School Voice. And I did score a try, I think, if I could remember right, I scored. But I soon ended up with a broken collarbone. And all of a sudden I got hurt. I thought, crikey, this is rough. I ain't doing this no more. But then I used to run. I loved sprinting. I was a good athlete.
Yeah.
I always ran the last leg of a relay team.
Okay.
And on one occasion, you're psyched up, you grab the baton, and you start running. And I started farting. And I farted all the way to the finishing line. And I've always said, I should have been disqualified, really, for being wind assisted.
Oh, brilliant. So once you left school then, did you carry on with the sport then at all?
No, because I was out of work Saturdays.
Oh.
It was part of our working week.
Yeah.
So gave it all up, really.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, I started off working in the stores. And of course, back then I was ever so shy. You could never believe how shy I was. And anyway, managed that for a couple of years. And then one of the outriggers, the guys that fitted the TV aerials, his partner was sick, so I had to fill in. And of course, then I spent the rest of the several years then fitting aerials. And of course, this was our patch. My mate, we always ended up in Lang's Fish and Chip Shop.
Yeah.
Even Doug Lang said that was our office. But and of course, I was so shy, really. I liked Sheila. If I spoke to her, I would be blushing, red, stuttering, stammering. Oh, it's terrible. What I dare. And Frank, who I work with, he took it upon himself to break me of that.
Yeah.
And today, you'd probably call it abuse.
Oh.
But the only thing I can't do now is dance. But of course, by the time I finished, I was probably the noisiest one there.
Yeah. What was the company called you worked for then?
Well, it went from Renderset in the very beginning, which was downtown Truro in Trafalgar Square, and then it changed to Thorn EMI. And I don't know, it was a weird name to come to. I even forgot now. Mm-hmm. And then we come under Granada because they joined up, and me and the boss never got on. We was told in the office, forget everything you've been told. From now on, you do everything my way. And I said, why? And he said, because my way's best. And I said, I beg to differ. We never spoke.
No.
Not until he made me redundant. Lovely.
Yeah.
I was well out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we had some fun really along the line. The different houses that we went into. We used to go in extreme places. You go in one house, your feet squelching on the carpet.
Yeah.
Squelch. You're afraid to touch anything. To going into somebody's house and there's white sheets on the floor. Because we was always told never to take our shoes off.
Right.
So if they wanted us in there, they cover the carpets.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my mates, he went in, white carpets on the floor. He was told to go in, and of course he went in, put his case on the floor, started looking at TV, why it wouldn't work, and she come in, she went mad.
Oh.
She washed her sheets on the floor, eating to dry them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh.
And dogs, we always come up against dogs. The best one was, we was going along and a woman stopped us. Are you coming to me, dear? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going down shop, buy you some milk, make cup tea. She said, back door's open, you go on in and help yourself. So we did that. Went in, walked through the house to see where all the equipment had to go. And when we went to leave, we couldn't. The dog had quietly shut the door and lay there by the door.
Oh, no.
And he would not move. And of course, when the woman come back, she started laughing and, oh, I'm sorry, boy. She said, I realised what was going to happen. She just told me to get up and get out of the way, and he did.
Oh, brilliant.
And we've been attacked by dogs. I've threatened to throw a TV at one.
Really?
Yeah. I said to the woman, I said, you call it off. I said, I don't like it. I'm not a dog lover. I said, I don't like it. He's all right. I said, he's borrowing his teeth. I said, I could see his hackles up. I said, he's far too close. I said, you call it off. No, he's all right. I said, if you don't call it off, I'm going to throw this TV at him. We wouldn't dare. I said, not my TV.
No, exactly.
It was quite an interesting... then they made me redundant. Then I was home for 12 months and annoying Sheila all the time because I was up early and TV on and my toast was too noisy. And then I went to work for Rowe Mail, thinking I might do it just for the summer, but 8.5 years later, I finished. It's all good fun.
And then you retired, did you?
Yeah, I retired really. I could have kept going. They asked me if I wanted to carry on, but my friend had already died because he kept on. Hurry up and retire, Dave, because I've got some nice jobs to do. Nice people, good money. I thought, yeah, right. Went be long. I'm counting down, and then he died. So I thought, no, that's me.
Yeah,
that could be me. I'm out. So I retired. Been lazy ever since.
Well, that's good. That kind of briefly goes through bits, so we'll go back in more depth directly.
Yeah.
So if we do the same for Sheila a minute, because you were Bridger, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Where was you born to then?
6 Eddystone Terrace.
Oh, yes.
My mum was Ivy Babb.
Yeah.
She married William Roy Daly. She got married when she was 16.
Right.
Had 4 children by the age of 23. And then my dad passed away.
Oh.
So then she soon got married again to a Mr. Gully this time.
Yeah.
And had 4 more children.
Yeah.
So there was 8 of us.
Yeah.
In a 2-bedroom cottage.
Really?
And then 10 with the parents.
Yeah. So you went to school, girls, junior girls?
Girls,
school?
yeah, girls.
That's right. Yeah.
I wasn't very brainy, mine. And then I went up secondary school.
Yeah.
And I was in C class for a day, but they soon put me down to D. But I wasn't DR. I wasn't bottom.
No.
I was next one up.
Well, did he like school or no?
Hated top school.
Yeah.
Absolute hated. I loved the girls over there, but I think it was too big, really.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't have the brains.
No.
So, and then I left school when I was 15.
Yeah.
I left on the Friday and I started to work for DL Lang on the Monday.
Right.
Super boss, absolute super boss. And worked with Betty Dennis, Lana Craddock, Shirley Prescott, my sister, quite a few of us. We were like a friendly gang to work together.
It was a lovely atmosphere. Wasn't it?
And I tried several jobs after that, but I just was not happy.
No.
I could not get happy anywhere else. I had to finish work. I didn't work after I was 50 because I had 2 or 3 operations. So not that I couldn't work, but so I was home. But it was okay.
Yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
okay.
And that was the fish and chip shop.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved it when we had a busload. I absolutely loved the crowd.
Yeah.
And you got to know the people really.
Yeah.
And I was a chief fryer.
Yeah.
Even when I fell off the stool, which I shouldn't have been on the stool, cleaning windows, and I even was frying with my arm up in plaster. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah. So what was the opening hours there then?
Well, I used to do all day before I had the children.
Yeah.
And then in the evenings we worked 6 till 10. Because once Dave come home, then I could go out to work. That's the way we planned it.
Yeah. We'll go back to Dave's teachers in a minute, because sure, people would like to hear that. But your teachers then at the girls' school, who would that have been back then?
Mrs. Crouch was the headmistress. I can't remember, to be honest.
No. Who was your schoolmates then?
Oh, I used to love Pauline Armstrong, that is now, Pauline Wills.
Yeah.
She always made sure she left a sandwich for me after.
Right.
And then Patsy Burton, that was.
Oh, dear her, yeah.
She's, what's she called now? I forget.
Allure, wasn't it? She married.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had several friends, really.
Yeah. So you were still down Eddystone Terrace then, was he then? Or
We went up Eddystone Terrace. Oh, my sister Shirley was the baby in a pram. So that was, she's 66. And that was when we moved up to West Park.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They were new houses back then. And then we had to walk to school. Not like the ones today.
No.
Dropped off.
No, exactly.
No, we used to walk.
So would you have gone on Egglesell Road? Because see, Tranant.
Yeah, we came down along Egglesell Road and up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because none of Tranant Industrial Estate or nothing was there, was it back then?
No. A lot of change, really.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Because when we first got married, we used to live down the factory cottage down Palmola.
Oh, right.
And
up Foundry, you mean?
Yeah.
Did Betty's mother live up
That's
there?
right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Annie Lane Sims over there.
Oh, yeah.
£25 a year rent and rates.
Was it really?
Yeah. I loved it down there. But then I wanted children. So we moved to Queen's Park in a flat down there.
Yeah.
And then from there we came here. We've been up here 54 years.
Because was the crag opposite you near with that big house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that one. God, I bet it was peaceful.
I loved it down there.
Yeah.
At the old coal fire. But then I wanted children. So
yeah. So you come into town now?
Yeah.
Queen's Park.
Like I say, down Queen's Park.
Yeah.
We had a flat. Mr. and Mrs. Bate used to live up over.
Are there neighbours you remember from there then, or no?
Yeah, it's funny, my auntie Violet Daly, she used to live next door. And Dave had gone to work. She came and said, "All right, love." I said, "No." I said, "I don't feel very good." I said, "Pee myself."
Yeah.
So she said, "Oh my God, dear," she said. She had to come right up the top to ring. I didn't realise I started having baby.
Oh, God.
And she ran up by Doug Ryder's then.
Because there's nobody had phones.
No phones back then.
No.
And of course Dave was working. So then I had Marcus down at Trellis.
Did you get hold of Dave then before he was born, or no?
Yeah, he got down there. He got down there in time.
Yeah.
But they told you nothing was going to happen, didn't they?
That's right. The nurse said, "There's no point you staying here, dear, because nothing's going to happen. Ring up in the morning."
5 o'clock in the morning.
So I rang up in the morning, all over.
Really?
All over. Then I decided to have a second one.
Yeah.
Hello.
Glad for punishment.
But anyway, I wouldn't be without him now.
No, exactly.
To be honest.
No, that's right.
Wouldn't have me 4 grandchildren else.
No, that's right.
Oh, God.
Well, thank you, you pair. That was proper. And we'll have more from Dave and Sheila next week. So, for me, Cornish word of the week, you may have seen in the press this week, actually, there is a bit of a debate about whether money should be spent to try and keep promoting the Cornish language or no. And somebody did put a valid point on this week that we ought to try and keep it going ourselves anyway. And I know I use it at the beginning and at the end of me podcast, but they said, well, why don't you use it like every day? They're saying to people. And I think, that's a good thing. So like everything, I mean, some of you might have now only just started listening to the podcast, but when I say Daith da at the beginning, well, that's good day, which is day good. And then when I finish at the end, I say do Guinness, which is goodbye. So that's the two I use there. But, I like if I see somebody I meet, I say, get on, I'll be knacking. And I'm wondering where I should say Daith da. I'll be knacking. So I'm mixing the two up, the dialect and the Cornish, but just trying, just to keep the Cornish going, getting it back in every day sort of thing. So if I was to see, I say here, Daith da, and then I could say Fatla Guinness. Now that's Fatla, and then a new word, Genes, which is how are you? So Fatla Guinness. And then you could say Dalor, which is DA, and then a new word, LOWR, which is I'm okay. So you'd say Daith da, Fatla Guinness, and you'd say Dalor. So I think it's something I'm going to try and do. I think it's a good thing, really. So it's up to you whether you do or no. But that'll be me little Cornish bits for this week. But I think if we can try saying it to each other, we'll keep it going as long as we can. Now, for me, Cornish dialect a week or a saying, I don't know if this is Cornish or no. There's a lot these days. I ain't sure if they are Cornish. It's just things that I've heard in the past. Now, this one is one that my father used to say. So if we was anywhere and he'd say kind of like he wanted to go out for a wee, he wouldn't say that. He'd always say, I'm just going out to turn the bike around. Which some people would stare and think, what the hell's he on about? He can be car. But that's what he used to say. So the rest of us knew he was going for a wee, but he'd say, I'm just going out to turn the bike around. So that's my little saying for this week. Right, well, I'll leave you now. 'Tis late on a Friday evening. I was gambling a bit tonight, really. 'Tis getting late, and it's always a gamble on a Friday evening when you're doing this and you're on call. Things could go wrong. But I've done it. I've got it in. I was home late anyway from work and everything, but I've done it. So all is well. And I hope you have a good week anyway. And I will speak to you again next week. Do Guinness. Wish ye well. Curno Besvicken.